It's Dana Sullivan, the Stampin' Chick, here with August Paper Pumpkin Kit Live Reveal, World's Greatest August 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit. Yay! Y'all know I love the Paper Pumpkin Kit. Alright, so I think I'm live in the right spot, and if you see the red button, then I am live, and if you don't see the red button, then you are watching a replay. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, guys, the world's greatest Paper Pumpkin Kit for August 2020. I can't wait to share it with you. So I see some folks are popping in. Go ahead and say hello. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate you all. This month's kit was a little bit of a challenge for me so far for the alternative projects. I'm not going to lie to you. I have a handful to share with you though, and I have a couple more that I'm working on that I'm trying to get them as far away from the original purpose of the kit as possible and still use the products. You know that I like to do that so that way if by chance you don't like the kit, maybe one of the alternative projects appeals to you. So I'm still working on those. But as most of you, especially those who are Paper Pumpkin customers, know, our kits are coming a little later and a little later lately. I'm sure that we can thank COVID for that, and you know, hey, if not, then let's just do it anyway, because why not? So anyway, I've actually only had a day or two to play with this kit, so I really haven't had a whole lot of time to really dive into it yet. So I have a handful of projects for you this evening though. I think you're gonna like them, and you'll just have to stay tuned for more projects. I'll post them here in the Paper Pumpkin groupies, and if you're watching this replay on YouTube, head over to the Paper Pumpkin groupies, request to join if you're not already a member, and you'll be able to see them there. Alright guys, are you ready to see this month's kit? Okay, so the world's greatest kit includes supplies for 9 cards and 9 envelopes. So you're going to be getting enough stuff for 3 cards of 3 different designs. And, you know, they're actually really pretty. We have some interesting color coordination here. And then I love that we have a shaker card in the mix. So that's always awesome. And, you know, I really love the ribbon, especially both of them, actually, the prize ribbon type and then the metal ribbon. They're distinctive stamps and they're absolutely gorgeous. Right away when I saw this kit, I thought something patriotic or veterans appreciation or something to that effect. And I actually plan on doing an entire set of projects based on that theme. And then Wendy had posted a picture in our Paper Pumpkin groupies wall that was a patriotic card that someone else had made, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I was excited to see that because the color scheme and the idea was right about where I was thinking for my alternative projects for the veterans cards and stuff. So I was excited to see that, and it gave me some more ideas even still. So that was awesome. Alright, so with this kit, you got a Pacific Point ink spot, which is really cool. I don't get to play with Pacific Point very much, so it was nice to get this ink pad and be able to focus on this color. That was cool. And then the stamp set, you know, as I said, I love the distinctive ribbons. Those are very pretty. And then you have some really cool sentiments here too. You're the best. You deserve a medal. This calls for a celebration. World's greatest. And then you have friend, coach, teacher, kid, and then the number 1, which is so cool. So this is a really cute stamp set. I love it. And then you know, you get the supplies to make the shaker card, which is awesome. They gave us some thick foam frames with the adhesive on both sides, which is fantastic. It makes that shaker card super easy to put together. And then the window sheets are a really good thick window sheet as well. And the ribbon, absolutely beautiful. And I love how Stampin' Up! Can always match the colors just perfectly, don't you? It's so great. Alright, so now of course you can see I've got a lot of scraps and supplies in here because I have been playing. So let me put all of this stuff aside and let's get started on our projects, shall we? Let me set this up here out of the way. Of course I have my full-size Pacific Point ink pad so that I can save my ink spot. And I have the 3 different cards. So let's start with the first one here. And this one is that really cute trophy, and you'll need, that's an Argyle pattern, right? So you'll need the mint macaron Argyle patterned background. You'll need one of the mint macaron watercolor pieces, a trophy, a little white label, a piece of ribbon, and I believe they said 3.5 inches. So it's 3.5 inches. And then you'll need 2 of the leaf sprigs from the vellum sheet. Now, I don't know if you noticed that some of them go one way and some of them go the other way, but it really doesn't matter because you can just flip it over to make it go the opposite direction. But you want 2 of them, and you want them to face the opposite direction of each other. Okay, so they're going to be like this. Alright, so this one's really simple and easy, so let's get to it. The first thing that we're going to want to do is we want to dovetail this ribbon. So I'm just going to take my scissors, kind of fold the ribbon in half, line up these edges, give it a little snip here. Come over on this side and give it a little snip there. Whoop. Make sure you snip it all the way through though. Okay, there's that. Alright. Now you can use whatever adhesive you'd like to use for this, but I think I'm going to just take some tear and tape across here. You could probably, you know what, let's see if that Seal Plus, because I've been playing with that a bit. Let's see if I can get it to go. Yes, look at there. Seal Plus works very well. Whoops, I don't want it on that. I want it on this piece here. So we're going to just lay it across like so. Alright, make sure I'm still in the screen here. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. Alright, so now we've got that piece down. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of liquid glue, and I'm just going to put a couple of dots of glue on these vellum bits. Because you can see through vellum, you just want to be kind of careful about how you're gluing it down. Alright, so I'm going to glue just a little bit here. Well, if my glue, there we go. Alright. And I'm sticking more towards the inside because I know that my trophy is going to cover up a good share of it here. So let me put that there. Let me grab my other one to use as a guide here. So if you lay the 2 together, you want them to kind of meet up in the middle, just about like so. Alright, so we want to do it about like that. There we go. And now we can do the other one the same way. Those little buggers are kind of tough to get a hold of, aren't they? Alright, so how's everybody doing this evening? Tuesday evening, the 25th, right, of August? Gosh, I'm telling you, since COVID hit, all these months have just been absolutely flying. I don't know about you, but Man, I really have a hard time figuring out if I'm coming or going. It's been tough. Really tough. All right, let's put this one on just about so. All right, good to go. Okay, now this one has Coach on it, but I'm not gonna do Coach because I don't have any kids in sports, and so Coach wouldn't really work for me. So instead, I'm gonna do Friend. How about Kid? That's a good one. I do have a Kid. All right, there we go. So we're just gonna tap, 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 and then see if I can go over the top of this here. Line up, give it a little press. There we go. Except that it falls upside down, of course. It's like dropping a slice of bread that you've just put jelly on, right? I mean, am I right? It cannot just be me that drops the jelly side down. Cannot. Okay, now the trophy has World's Greatest stamped inside here. So I'm just gonna grab the World's Greatest, tap, tap, tap. I love how delicate the font is on this one. So pretty. Alright, give it a little press and hold for a second, lift it off, good clean image. Okay. Alright, so now let's go ahead and add some Stampin' dimensionals to the back of our trophy. And we're also going to attach our little label here. So let me just get my dimensionals. There we go. Really been looking forward to being live with everyone today. Seems like it's so few and far between, and I don't know, it's just because time is irrelevant these days, but oh goodness, I just really enjoy being with y'all. So, and Paper Pumpkin is a lot of fun too, isn't it? Always a good time with Paper Pumpkin. Now I can see a 2-page layout with the patriotic theme to this set as well. Or, you know, if you do have kids or grandkids or nieces, nephews, whatever that are in sports, you know, this would be a great, this would be a really nice set to be able to do a scrapbook layout for them. You know, even cheerleaders. I actually have a cousin who's a cheerleader, and that would be nice. So let's do this one, and I'm just going to use the liquid glue because for this small of a piece it seems easier. There we go. And stick that down just like that. Very good. I love it. Okay, now let's get some dimensionals on the back of this piece, put it on our card, and this one is done. So one of the things that I love about this this kit is that there's a lot of layers going on. I love that. I really could have used my bigger dimensionals for the back of this. I have no excuse for that. I just started grabbing without paying attention. So we'll just put a bunch of little ones on here. It's okay. Alright, there we go. There we go. It's good. It's all good. There. Anyway, I really like all of the layers that there is on here. I love projects with a lot of layers. But I find that I'm really enjoying some of those kits where you're just kind of point and click, you know, assemble quickly and do one little stamp thingy and it's done too. I'm finding that I like those as well. So, you know, I just love stamping all the way around. That's the bottom line of that. There we go. All right, that card is super, super stinking cute. Now, for the inside, since it says World's Greatest Kid, you know, you could stamp either You're the Best or You Deserve a Medal. So let's do You're the Best, since this is a kid's one. You know, we don't want to do naked insides or naked envelopes. Now, luckily for us, the envelopes are already dressed up a bit. So with that on there, you don't really have to do anything. But if you wanted to, where's the stamp? Here we go. What if you just did that? That's pretty cool. All right, so there is card number 1. Very nice. Okay, let's set that one aside. All right, now card number 2 has the ribbon medal, so let's get to that one. And you'll have the blue argyle pattern here. I love this. I saw one of our groupies had posted a picture with using this paper and Christmas mittens, and that was super cute. I love that. All right, now I'll tell you one thing. I hate that I'm wasting the back side of this, because if I were saving the supplies or wanting to make as many of these projects as I could, I would cut this in half and layer it on a regular white card base. And by doing that, I can get 2 cards out of the same one card base, okay? But I'm just going to go ahead, just like I did with this one, I left it. So this one card from each of the card sets, I will do exactly how the instructions say. But just so you know, if you're wanting to get more bang for your buck, that is what I would do, okay? So let me turn this one this direction. And we're going to put this piece this way, and then this piece, come here fingers, this piece we're going to stamp and put this direction. So let me get out my piercing mat, because we're dealing with that distinctive stamping. You will get a better impression, especially with your distinctive stamps, if you use the piercing mat. You don't have to necessarily, but it's definitely a difference. And if you have one and you've used it, then you already know. Okay, so we need to be just at the edge. So I'm gonna lean up here and stamp right there. Give it a little press. Hold it for a second. Lift straight off. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So pretty. All right. And then you'll take one of the little white pop-outs. And if you have these little tag pieces on here from where you've punched it out, just give it a little snip with your scissors and it goes away. Okay, now this one says You Deserve a Medal. So let's tap, tap, tap. And stamp down. Give it a little press. Lift it off. Beautiful. I love it. All right, and then let me grab those bigger dimensionals here. Okay. I can get away with putting one big dimensional right in the middle of this bugger. So let's just do that. Line it up here. And then we're going to lay it right over the top, just like so. Okay, so let me get my liquid glue again. Give it a little swizzle. And there we go. Now you want it to slightly overlap the little nub on the bottom, because in reality that's the part that holds the ribbon to the metal, okay? So just slightly overlap that piece there, and then it's good. All right. Now, that's all we're doing to this one. We need to get a couple of these glued on. So let me move that out of the way and close this before I stick my fingers in it. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on dimensionals. Using the bigger dimensionals is definitely faster. There we go. All right. There we go. And we're just going to put this down right in the middle of the card base. Just like that. Very good. Okay, and then these pieces here, we're actually going to put in the same direction, and they'll just kind of go like this. And then this will layer over the top like that. So that's going to hide the tails. And so we can use that part. Let me take that here. And we're just going to give it a little dot, dot, dot. Okay, dot, dot. Listen here, quit. There we go. And like so. Okay. And then same with this one. Put a little glue on that stem. Little dot, dot, dot. Very good. And then go up that way. There we are. Okay. And then we can even, just like this. Okay, so let's just use the liquid glue for that as well. Now I am going to avoid putting glue on each end, but I can just swizzle kind of across the middle like that, and that'll be more than enough glue to hold it together. And then just give it a little press like so. There we go. Now the last thing that you want to do on this card, if you notice in the picture, it's using some of the little stars. Where did I put my stars? I've lost them. Let me look in my box of goodies here, because surely they're in the box. Maybe they're not. Okay, well, I'm not sure what I did with them. I know I didn't use them. Okay, well, anyway, just pretend like you're putting some little stars. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, well, just pretend like you're putting some stars. What I would do is I would take your liquid glue and just tap, 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 tap a tiny little dot of where you want the stars to go. And then dump your stars out on the table and just put a little speck here and there where you're wanting them to be. Alright? So I am still looking and not seeing my little bag of stars. So anyway, okay, well, moving along, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Alright, so then for this card, you deserve a medal. You know, that's a really cute card. I love this one. And I'm not really sure. Let's see. You could put what is that? This calls for a celebration. Got myself all sorts of confuddled looking for those silly stars. Okay, forget the stars. You put stars on yours. You probably still have your stars in your box, or at least with your kit. Okay. So let's just put, this calls for a celebration right there. I love the fonts on these. They're beautiful. I really like those dainty light little fonts. Okay, so that is card number 2. Okay, and then for card number 3, we're doing we're doing the shaker card, which will be interesting to do without the stars, won't it? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Let me just take everything out of this box and see if the little bag has appeared anywhere. Has anyone else done this? Please tell me I'm not the only one that loses things that have been right in front of you 5 seconds ago. I'm not the only one, am I? Okay, let's see here. We have, you're going to need one of your foam frames. And there they are. Okay, I knew they couldn't be far. I've kept them in the same area. Okay, I'm going to go back to this one because otherwise it's going to drive me absolutely batty. So let me just sprinkle a few of the stars out. And all I'm doing is getting the air bubble out of my glue. There we go. Okay, now I'll just put a couple of dots. There we go. Very tiny dots, guys. Very, very tiny dots of glue. All right, and then if you happen to have your little take your pick tool with the sticky part, this will come in handy. So you can just pick it up, set it down, pick the next one up, set it down. Makes it very, very quick and easy. There we go. That's better. Boy, I was about to panic there for a second. I mean, it's one thing to do without these ones to start with. I can come back to it later, but it's a little hard to show you how to make a shaker card without the shake, huh? Alright. There we go. Okay, that looks much better too. I love it. Alright, very good. Okay, friends, let's do this shaker card. Let me get these picked up out of the way here. There we go. Probably only needed about 5 or 7. Remember the rules of odd numbers. So 3, 5, 7, 9, they have a better visual appeal to them than even numbers when it comes to crafting. So just food for thought when it comes to your projects that you may want to do that. All right, card number 3. We are here. You're going to need the plain Whisper White card base. I've gone ahead, but I'll score and burnish it, or not score it, but I'll burnish it. I've got my foam square rectangle. If I learn my shapes today, I'll be good too. We've got this piece right here. It's actually, let me get the paper. When you see it in your kit, it's like this, and you just punch out the centerpiece, and then you're actually using the blue circle for this card as well. So that's right here, and then you're not using that frame inside at all. It's just a filler to keep it together. But you will use this frame, and then you'll need one of the window sheets. So you've got that. You've got the blue circle, then you have the big white circle, and then you've got 2 pieces of the ribbon that are 3 inches. Okay, so 3 inches for those, and then 2 of the gold ribbon pieces here, and then 1 of the beautiful gold medallions. Okay, so to do this one, we're going to use the other distinctive ribbon stamp. So let's bring out our impression pad. and the white piece of the white circle. And then tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. And straight down. Honestly, this part, lining it up in the center, probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Let's see how good we did. We didn't do too bad. Alright, very good. If you wanted to, honestly, you could ink up your stamp and then lay your paper upside down over the top of it, drop it down and rub it. Would probably be easier, honestly. Okay, so now I'm going to take all of these layers and we're just going to layer them together. So I'm going to take some of my liquid glue. I seem to favor that in this kit. I'm just going to run some little swizzles around. Line this up. Now's where you'll be able to see I was slightly off center for my stamp. My school is calling again. We have an automated system. I don't know if you folks do or not, but we have an automated system, and our superintendent of schools likes to give us updates. Gosh, it seems like every hour on the hour. And generally they're the same updates too. They don't change a whole lot. So I'm not really sure why they call quite so often. I mean, I like to hear what's going on, and of course I want to be kept up, but it's a little often. I just got a call from them right before I came live. So not even, what, half hour ago? All right. There we go. So now you're going to, I didn't need to do the other side. I'm distracted. I get a phone call. I lose all sense. Okay. So you're actually just dovetailing one end. Don't follow me. Do as I say, not as I do. Just do one end. We're going to hide that one so it's not going to matter, but you just need to do one end like that, okay? And then we're going to layer these pieces on top like so, basically, okay? So let's go ahead and we need one of the little white circles as well. Grab that one. And this one is going to say, "You're the best." So let's get our ink. "You're the best." Stamp it in the center. Very good. All right. Close that back up and keep us out of inky fingers. Okay, now with this one, I'm going to use liquid glue to attach the white label to the metal, but I'm going to use a dimensional between the metal and the ribbon, okay? So let me just put that right there. Very good. All right. And now, oh, don't slide on me. Don't slide. There we go. Give it a good firm press. Right. And then a dimensional. And then we'll just stick that right in the center. There we go. And I'm going to turn this a little bit and use a little trickery to make it look like my ribbon was actually stamped center. So here's a little trick for you. If you notice that you're just slightly off center with your stamping, you can actually kind of fake it. So I'm going to put that part down towards the bottom because it's going to have all of the distraction of the ribbon tails on it. So when I put the metal in the middle and then I apply this on there, you're not going to notice so much that it's off. Okay, so it's just a quick little trick. And let's use some glue dots to hold this bad boy on. Actually, I think tear and tape is probably going to be just as well. If you want to use your Stampin' seal, you're welcome to do that. You could use a glue dot for the little gold pieces. There we go. All right. Give them a good press. Okay, starting with the ribbon. Let's lay it down. And we're going to kind of build our way up. Here we go. About like that. Okay. Now check to make sure that it'll hide behind your ribbon, and it will. And then let's put these pieces on. There we go. And I want it to be in the center here. So let's go right there. Oop, don't stick to me. There we go. And then right here. Just like so. There we go. Now, let's take a piece right across the front. And then line it up there. There we go. Alright, now any little tweaking you need to do, you can do that before you attach it to the card. Let's set this off to the side for just a minute and build our shaker card. Okay, first things first, you're going to want to take a little bit of liquid glue. You can use tear and tape if you would like. If you want to use tear and tape, I would put a rim of it all the way around the edge of the frame. I'm going to use liquid glue and just go around the edge of the window itself. Okay, just go here. I'm sure that you could use the Stampin' Seal Plus as well. It would have a really nice hold on it also. Okay. Let's line this up and lay it down. As long as it is covering all of the edges of your open frame, does not matter if it is centered or not, because no one is going to see it. It's about to be sandwiched by the foam frame, so it is not going to matter. Alright, now I'm going to put the foam frame on the card base itself, okay? The reason I'm doing this is because if you put the foam frame on the front and then try to line it up, you're going to have a hard time with it. This will be a lot easier because it's going to hold all of your little stars in, and it's just going to make it a lot easier for you. It's just going to make it a lot easier for you to be able to keep everything under control, okay? Now, you could stamp something in here if you wanted to, but this ribbon is going to sit basically right over the top of everything, so with this particular project, you really don't need to. Also, before you pull the backing off of the top, I would go ahead and put your sequins in, and that way they won't stick to the adhesive. Okay, and you can put as few or as many as you want. And then once you have it, once you have your sequins put in there, then carefully go ahead and pull the backing off just like that. Okay, and then we're going to layer our top piece down nice and easy. Sequins are going to start popping like popcorn. There we go. Just like that. And give it a nice, firm, even press all the way across. Just like so. Very good. Okay. Awesome. All right. The only thing left to do here is to put your ribbon on where you want it. And they've got theirs a little bit off to the top. You could put it across the center if you wanted. You could put it off to the side, which actually looks cute. Whatever you want to do. Okay? So I think I'm going to take some of that Seal Plus because I know that it will work on the ribbon. And just give each of the ribbons a little strip of adhesive to hold them steady. And not that steady, friend. Here we go. There we go. And there is our beautiful little shaker card. All right. Now, what would we put on the inside of this card? You're the best. Well, we could do this calls for a celebration. We could do you deserve a medal. We could do a #1, world's greatest, whatever you want. So these are all really good stamps to use interchangeably. I'm going to stick with that celebration one because I feel like that opens the card up for being a companion to a gift. So let's just put this here. There we go. This calls for a celebration. All right, so let me just close up my ink pad here, set it off to the side, get these out of the way so that I don't get my hands inked up. Very good. All right, friends, here are the 3 projects for the August kit. Super, super cute. Now, this one didn't call for... Oh, yes, it did. Look, I completely overlooked it. Did you notice that? This one calls for some star sequins as well. So, let me go ahead and do that. I was just thinking, you know, that one really should have some sequins on it, too. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, that's what we'll do. Now I'm going to show you my alternative projects here in just a second. Let me go ahead and put these sequins on. Get my handy dandy take your pick stick. I love this thing. I took it off because, you know, I put on this little die brush. And I've been working with some intricate dies lately, so I have the die brush on there. But I really need... There it is. But I really need to have this thing available too, so I just set it in my cubby right above my workstation, so I've still got it. Because it is absolutely worth its weight in gold. There we go. Alright. Very, very good. Put this one away in my little baggie and close it up so I don't dump it, because that is exactly what I would do. I would dump this bugger all over my studio, and then my dogs would have star sparkles, and, you know, it would be a mess. Okay, so there is this month's Paper Pumpkin Kit projects. I hope that you like them. They're absolutely beautiful. I love that they make the envelopes match the cards. That's always a lot of fun. So there are those projects. Now let's get to the alternative projects. So the patriotic card that I had mentioned to you earlier, Wendy had posted, and she had tagged me in it and asked about somebody casing the card. And so the stamp set that was used on that card is retired. But I did find in the waterfront stamp set that there's the long, skinny, watermarked stamp, and then the speckles. And so I used it in place, like the stars and the stripes. And then I made my frame a little smaller so that you could see more of the inside of the card. And then that also gave me a big piece left over to use for an alternative project. And then I used cherry cobbler ink for the ribbon, and I used very vanilla instead of white. So I punched my own circle, which I hate to say that I used. You can use the layering circles for, and I used, do I still have one over here? I used the layering circles, yeah, here it is. I used the layering circles to also create more of the little medals, because once you're done with them, you know, you're out. So you can use the layering circles dies to create. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar to create another medal, and then the layering circles also to create the circle for inside the medal. So I did that. I stamped it with "You Deserve a Medal," and then on the inside I put the other ribbon and "You're the Best." So I like that one. And then it's still a shaker card just like hers was, and I did even pull the 3 stars from last month's kit to make the stars over here. So this is an inspiration to that card. So this is not my design. I cased her project. But it's very cute and I love it, and her card was absolutely gorgeous. Alright, and then sticking with the theme of the kit itself, for this one I used one of the white card bases. I used one of the big circles and stamped it with the ribbon. I pulled in 2 of those gold pennant pieces. I took a 5.5-inch strip of the blue ribbon from the kit, and then this is just a little strip of leftover that I had after making the gift bag that I'm about to show you. So I pulled this one off and put that on there. I've got this up on dimensionals, and then I left this one with the center. This calls for a celebration, so I'm gonna have several of these little congratulatory and celebration type cards, and some of these, probably a lot of them actually, are going to be headed towards our local veterans home. We like to make up a bunch of cards. A lot of my girls that are with me, we put together a bunch of cards, we take them to the VA home, and they absolutely love them. So this kit is perfect for that, and I see an awful lot of this type of card that's going to be going that way. So all of these are going there, and I think they're just going to love them. And then I mentioned the gift bag. This was made from one of those card bases, and I just cut that one little 1/4-inch strip off of the 5.5-inch side. So if you're looking at the card base, I took 1/4 of an inch off of this end. And then using the fold that was already there, I measured, let me get my little sheet here. So here's the little template for you. If you want to come back to the video later, you can pause it. Actually, I will probably go ahead and put this on my blog this evening. So you can head over to my blog, stampinchicktn.blogspot.com, and I'll have a better laid out template for you. But anyway, so you can see that this was the original 4 1/4-inch score line. Here was the 1/4 inch I cut off the end, and then I scored it at 1/4 inch, 3 1/4 inches. The 4 1/4 was already there, and then 7 1/4 here. So, but head over to my blog and you'll see that and see the pictures and the instructions for how to make it. So anyway, just a cute little gift bag, and then I put some of my shreddy paper that matched it perfectly, and I put one of the trophies with the number 1, and I put best up on dimensionals, and this is very similar to the first card. So it's got a couple of the laurel sprigs on either side, and then a handful of the stars all over it. So I thought that was very cute, and it'd make a nice little treat holder. So I'll probably put some candies in it, maybe some Werther's Originals because they've got that gold foil wrapper, you know, and fill it full of those and take it to the veterans home. That would be great. All right, and then I shifted from the blue color and went with the Bumblebee Yellow, which is one of the coordinating colors according to the kit. And I pulled in the Mint Macaron and the Bumblebee colors to make this card. So this one's World's Greatest Friend, #1. And I fussy cut the ribbons, but really they're not that difficult. They're pretty simple to do. Just remember to turn your paper, not your scissors, when you get down here to the little round parts, and that'll help you out a lot. I left just the slightest little edge of border around them because it kind of helps your image look nice and finished. And then, as you can see, I've used my own metals that I've die cut, so you see that they're just slightly different than the ones from the kit. And then my die cut circles too. So, and then on the inside, I said this calls for a celebration. Again, I know it's a repeat a little bit much, but like I said, these are mostly all going to be going to the veterans home, so they're going to be going to a lot of different people, so it's great. And then I pulled in some stars. You know, I was looking for a stamp set that had stars in it because I really thought that this kit, like the stamp set, needed a star. You know, they should have put a little star right there. That would have been great. But never fear, because let me grab it here. The Triangle stamp set has a star right there, and that's the one I used. And then I saw this one too, and I thought, oh my goodness. Okay, so when you're doing a memorial shadow box or anything like that, it's always got the stars, like the way that the flag gets folded, it shows the stars, right? And so I will be putting this to use with that patriotic collection that I was telling you about, because this just absolutely beautiful. And as soon as I saw that stamp, that's immediately what I thought of. So it's going to be great. All right, so there is that card. Now, I decided also to make just a quick and simple little tag. So if I were to make a gift, or, you know, if I were going to put these cards into a gift box, even one of our clear acetate gift boxes, right? I could put all of my cards into the gift box, and then I can hang this tag on the box. So it's very cute. And I just used some of the gold cord from the holiday catalog and punched a tiny little hole with my take your pick tool, and then World's Greatest Friend. So it's simple, very pretty. I love it. You could add a couple of the little gold stars if you wanted to, but you know, sometimes simple is better. I love it. Okay, and then I've completely shifted gears, and like I said, I was planning on having a handful of projects that were totally different than what the kit suggested, and so this is what I've come up with. This is just one of the cards. This one is super simple. I pulled in the colors, and this piece right here is one of the watercolor panels, and then the Bumblebee yellow scalloped circle, since I had the layering circles out already. And then there's that gold cord again, and I pulled in some clear rhinestones instead of stars, but you could put stars and that would be super cute as well. And then my last card is even more different. It's so fun. So this one takes inspiration from the project on the back of the instruction sheet. Now, I don't know if you ever noticed, so when you get your instructions, and of course you open it up and it has the picture instructions, but then if you look on the back, there's actually some good information on here. You have Paper Pumpkin's website. You can go to their Pinterest, their Facebook, their Instagram. It tells you what coordinating colors are for the kit, and then it shows you a little sampler of other alternative projects that their concept artists have done, and they're very cute. And so the one that I took inspiration from was this gift bag right here. Now this one was meant for the best teacher, and I love how they did it with the pencil, and they used the blue ribbon to make a rosette, which was super cute, and it's just really sweet. And so I took that inspiration and used Flirty Flamingo and made a card for one of my friends. So it's got number one friend all over, and I've used the set of layering tags from the Hippo Happiness bundle, and then just stamped this stuff on here and used the white seam binding ribbon. And then I haven't done anything on the inside of it because I want this one to be a note card. This is going to be to a friend of mine who lives several states away, and you know, she and I don't get to see each other, and we don't get to talk very often because life is busy and we've got kids and so on and so on. So when I write a novel, as my daughter says. So I had to leave it completely open. So my no naked inside, no naked envelope policy goes out the window for this card, because trust me, it's not going to be naked by the time I'm done with it. So anyway, friends, I really hope that you have enjoyed this kit. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. I really enjoy doing these projects with you, and I hope that you do too. So go ahead and play with your kit. Don't be afraid to do different things with it. Don't be afraid to change the colors and styles and do something completely off the rail, and make sure that you post it in the Paper Pumpkin groupies on the wall, because we'd all love to see it too. Okay? Alright guys, until next time, I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. Bye for now.